Just like to take the opportunity to raise with the House some concerns were brought to my attention. The recent BBC World Service meeting that we did, or it was an In the Balance programme for BBC World Service in Newry. It was with business leaders and industry people and students in the border area who were asked to give their opinion on what Brexit or what the implications of Brexit would be for them. And the huge concerns raised by many of the students there about education and further education, especially in a post-Brexit situation. If I could draw your attention firstly to Royal Irish Academy statistics on this. In fact, when we look at the numbers around this, currently over 12,500 students move between Ireland and the UK for higher education and study and training in the year 2015-16. In addition to this, there are 3,000 to 4,000 students move between Northern Ireland and Ireland each year to access higher education and professional training. Furthermore, Ireland has currently 1,157 partners and links with UK partners in academia and research. 63% of successful Horizon 2020 applications for Northern Ireland involved a partner from Ireland, and over 12,900 research projects were produced collaborations between Irish and UK researchers in 2012 to 2016. The startling fact is that this is more than all the publications with Germany and France combined. So there are huge concerns in a post-Brexit scenario of what the implications could be. So at this stage, I suppose my concerns and the concerns of those students that I spoke to last week were about lack of clarity at this point in time post-Brexit. If we look at the financials on this, currently in England and Wales, a Northern Ireland and Irish EU student pays the same fees as a resident of that country. What that means is in England pay €10,512, in Wales they pay €10,227, and in Northern Ireland around €4,728. And until the end of the academic year 1920, in Scotland, Irish and EU students will pay the same education levy as Scottish students, and this levy is currently around €2,068. There is currently no clarity what this will look like after Brexit, and there is no clarity on what an Irish student will pay. But it's thought that Irish and EU students will pay international fees. Those international fees currently in the UK and Northern Ireland range from €11,366 for lecture-based courses to a staggering €43,183 for clinical-based degrees. And remember, these are all subject to exchange rates and the fluctuations that exchange rates will impact on the numbers. There is a statement by Europe on the status of EU and EEA students. And if I could read you that statement, the statement was such that in March 18 they said, "As we know, after Brexit there will be no change to tuition fee status of EU EEA students currently attending UK universities or those applying for courses starting in 1819. Fees that students are required to pay after the UK has formally left the EU will depend on what is agreed as part of the UK exit negotiation." Recently, the Scottish Government extended its pledge of free university tuition for EU students to the cohort arriving in 1920 to 2020, covering the period immediately after the UK's exit from the bloc. This announcement gives some clarity and assurance to universities in Scotland, but most importantly demonstrates to EU students that they continue to have full residency rights and to be welcome in Scotland. Unfortunately, there is no such clarity about the implications for EU students during the post-Brexit transition period in England, Wales and Northern Ireland. Another concern for this House today is that capacity within Ireland is under pressure. 15,000 extra students absorbed into the higher education institutes between 2013 and 2016, and there is a 17% rise in international applications for these courses. As well as that, the links and the close affiliation with the UK universities for R&D is a concern. In conclusion, I would just like to draw your attention to a statement made by the Higher Education Minister's speech done in May. And he said that this is why we are committed to maintaining rights of Irish nationals to access higher and further education courses on a reciprocal basis. This includes the rights to qualify for home free status, student loans and other support, subject to meeting the same eligibility criteria as UK nationals. I am concerned, Cathaoirleach, about committed to, hope to, keen to and working towards to. Doesn't fill me with confidence. Could I ask for Minister or a representative to address the House on these concerns?